There's a part of your brain that gives things value. It's your ventral striatum. Your ventral striatum, whatever. It's your frontal lobe, basically. It's like 3 different parts that give you the ability to value things individually based on descriptive statement that you make up yourself. I don't know, your perception, your view. But that part of your brain happens to be the first part of your brain that shuts down when you drink alcohol. It goes from the front back to the back. And then once you're blacked out, you're blacked out. Like the whole thing's, there's no light. Alcohol is called spirits because you drink it and you're more susceptible to spirits. If you are disciplined in your walk with spirits and entities, alcohol is not that big of a deal, but you got to be responsible. Why is alcohol legal? Well, let's look at what's illegal and what would be very, very useful to have around if alcohol were to be found useful in any way. And what am I talking about? Well, the prefrontal cortex, the striatum, right, the striatum, is what is generally affected when you have ADHD and you take your Adderall, which is basically just amphetamine, but like doctors made it so it's probably not as healthy as street amphetamine, which would be healthier if it wasn't illegal. Alcohol affects the striatum. Alcohol messes up your ability to make wise, disciplined decisions. It affects the same part of your brain as amphetamines, which was what we would use to heal the common cold, which is now being weaponized against us. And what's illegal? If you're picking up what I'm putting down, they've made our solutions illegal. They've shamed us for doing things that are normal because the things that they keep us from doing that aren't sins, like it's not, like say something's not illegal, it's frowned upon. And it's like, dude, you're kind of right, but at the same time, that's fucked up. But at the same time, it's just like, I'm not talking about loopholes. I'm talking about when you look at reality in the way that it's been fabricated in front of us, you've got to see the truth behind certain things and realize that it's worth breaking the illusion to get the rewards. It's worth testing the lie. Let me address something very direct for men in the world. Confirmation. Pornography. Let me tell you, it's kind of up to you. It's not whether or not something in the world is good or bad. And spiritually, if you know how to keep yourself clean, but mind what I'm about to say. The condition of your heart when you participate in an act that makes it good or bad. Basically what I'm saying, intention, but it's a little more complicated than that. If you're using something as a tool to aid you on your way, whatever it is, in any circumstance, situation, but if you're using it to get dirty in your heart for some fucked up reason. So I know I was addressing men, but let's be real, women watch porn too. This is not even about porn. This is about finding love. Like, I know, right? Surprise. Because it really is, like, if that's what you're doing with porn is, like, replacing something, you have a girl and you're still using porn, you have a fucking problem. Like, if you actually have a girl. In my circumstance, in my case, I think there's, like, a weird situation going on where I'm being stalked by, like, 30 different people. Dude is hilarious. You know, it's a little different for me, but I'm not making any excuses. I exercise my muscles on my body. Just call it what the fuck it is. Trying to get my muscles up. Be real with you so I could pose at the beach, baby. Let me get back to this shit right here, though, about big boy upstairs. You yourself know just as well as God, whatever you want to call that thing, that consciousness that's aware of your consciousness at all times, spirit, your soul, the consciousness that's aware of your consciousness, and by yours, the second one I'm addressing, your egoic consciousness, the conscious that your human body, mentally, chemically, I guess kind of physiologically, has created in order to survive and thrive in this life. Because you are source, your soul. That's why I wouldn't gamble that fucking thing. I wouldn't bet it against any. Can't save something that the devil threw in his vault. However, I can flip a fucking table over in the middle of a game. Ooh, did I just nail that? The perfect definition of God. The consciousness that's aware of your consciousness. And if you're aware of the consciousness that's aware of your consciousness, can't you talk to it? And I want to address something specifically for women. Corinthians. If you haven't read Corinthians about love, just Google it. Corinthians, love. It'll just say this whole long thing about love. If you know, you know. You don't have to say nothing. You don't have to be like, dude, I already know that. Because if you already know that, then let's just take it a little bit deeper. Shit, I don't even have to say much after that, but I do want to get into the whole thing about how, like, love is not something we dangle in the air. Ever. It's something you keep to yourself, and it's something that you pour into another's cup, but everything's mutual. It's all in agreement. You don't trick agreements and tug on energy, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm here, and I rewrote all of the fucking rules back to the way they were. Well, know how many people are aware of what the transfer of wealth was? But it was energy. The kind of wealth money can't buy. Has anybody pondered the idea that there's people on this planet that don't have to spend money? There's people on this planet that don't need to go with money in a pocket. There's people on this planet, okay, that fuck around and just have whatever they want. Money does not exist to some people. The people that we're mad about them having all the money, they have bosses that don't dick around with money. They don't. What they want a Dr. Pepper? It's not $1.15. That's just go get me a Dr. Pepper. And I wonder who's going and getting all this stuff. Probably the people with all the money. They're someone's bitch too. I wonder who these secret people are, who their daddy is, who's the real boss, like who's really pulling the strings on the people that are pulling the strings on the people that are pulling the strings while this whole puppetry thing is going on off to the side that we're watching and paying too much attention to. When over here, up there, down there, back there, around the corner, there's kids being stolen. We're eating each other. What the fuck? I don't know, dude. I hear this stuff. It's disgusting. I'm like, please let some of these things be false. You know what I mean? I don't want to wake up to an era where shit's really scary, like gross, disgusting, and other people can't stand up for themselves. And, you know, fuck that shit, dude. That's not, you know what I mean? That's not gravy enough to put on my damn breakfast. And it would make a lot of sense why road rage, mad cow disease, was it really cows? Or have we been just getting that anger problem from eating each other's flesh? Question. I stopped eating fast food a long time ago. I stopped drinking Pepsi Cola a long time ago. I stopped drinking canned soda a long time. I still drink a beer, fuck off. But I stopped doing a lot of shit for no reason. Why all of a sudden did I stop smoking cigarettes? Why? Smoking soda pop when I was 17. You're smoked out, Sam. It's weird to call myself Sam. Felt weird, dude. Fucking all the shit that I'm saying, it's from my heart. You want to know how I'm doing what I'm doing? I'm not letting anyone dictate anything. I'm not letting anyone fucking put any cap on me. I'm not letting anyone put any limits in my life. I'm not letting anyone talk to me almost. When you're trying to do something, they're going to tell you to get the fuck on. You can't do that. And you know what I'm going to say? Get the fuck on. Watch me. Intrinsically, innately, we all know everything's possible. Anything's possible if you believe in it. That's why when you see someone else doing something that you're not doing, that you want to do, you get kind of butthurt because you're like, damn, obviously it was possible. A person's doing it. I knew it was possible. I wanted to do it. And then you get mad at that person. When it's not you, you're not mad at that person. You're mad at society. Don't get mad at yourself either. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not a problem. You were born into a system that systematically taught you and institutionalized, conditioned, in parentheses, conditioned, institutionalized you into a state or a way of being have indoctrinated so many things into our lives that we did not create. You are just about full, call them little blocks. You have no more fucking space. You need to delete apps from your system before you can advance or evolve any further on your spiritual journey. Clean out your inventory 1, 2, 3 on this minute of the fucking long ass video. It's like, why is this video so long? I don't know, he's fucking rushing the process. We are 555 seconds into this video. He's rushing the process. People aren't ready. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, I don't care. 144 on the thing. Whatever you do, just... I'm not trying to control anything. I'm not trying to tell anyone how to live their lives. I'm trying to tell people that you don't have to live your life the way people tell you how you have to live your life. You can live your life however you please. And please do. Sooner or later, when everyone wants to do whatever they want, we all allow each other to get right and do the right things. 11:11 on the timestamp.